Hi, this is Lee Solden. I'm going to teach you some more Norwegian. This is my fourth video. Please watch the first three. Try not to repeat too many things too many times. So you need to listen to the first three, especially if you're a beginner. I'm teaching an audiobook found on YouTube. It's nothing that I'm associated with. It's made by Norwegian Pod 101. It's called 20 Minutes of Norwegian Listening Practice. Here goes the lesson. We're starting on story 8 on the video, which is at the 8:10 mark. Excuse me. And I see I'm not at the 8:10 mark yet. Okay. In Man are en hamburger boutique. A man is at a hamburger shop. So N-A man are is E in or at N a hamburger boutique. Hamburger boutique is a shop. Okay. And next sentence. Vilka set Homerhan till Bastilla. There's nothing new here, except the verb Bastilla. Vilka, which, set is set or meal. Comer comes, on, he, till, to, infinitive marker, Bastilla, order. If you know German, it's the same verb, to order. A little different, but very recognizable. Okay, and moving on to the okay. So I'll do some conjugations here. Bastilla, to order. Bastiller, bastill with a command. Bastilta. So it is a TE group 2. It has a slight difference. It has L there. So you'd think it would be a group 1, but instead they drop one of the L's and put a T before the E, get Bastilta, spelled with 1 L, whereas Bastilla started with 2 L's. So it's still a group so group 2 doesn't follow the guide, maybe slightly irregular because they're dropping one of the L's, but I don't think that's irregular that you add a T to make it 3 consonants in a row. I think that's pretty much automatic. You got to drop the a double consonant down to a single consonant. Okay. Okay, next. Coma, to come. Comb is the Comer is the present. Comb is the command. Har kommit, has come, and hada kommit, had come. Okay. Let's see here, that is a double M-E, so you'd think it is group 1. And see here, yeah, ha, excuse me. Let's try to say anything here right now. Perfectly regular group 1 verb follows the guide. Okay. And on to the next sentence. A little note here: if you do speak German, it's Bastilla, not Bastilla, like in German. They don't put that little sh sound in between the s and the t like German does. It's just Bastilla. Okay. Um, and sometimes they do with an SL put something there. Not sure if it shows up in these 20 stories though. Okay, sentence 3, 818. Unskilled. That's wrong. Unskilled. Excuse me. Unskilled mij. Kan jij voor de speciale burger set? So, unskilled. Probably should they say that sh a little harsher. Unskilled, because this is an sk before a y. Before an I, a Y, an EI, or an O cross Y, this SK gets pronounced as SH, but it's a harsher one, okay? Shield. The D is silent and shield. So in Shilmai, excuse me, kan jij fa, can I get, fa is get, de, the, speciale, special, burger sette, is a ET at the end of burger set. Okay, so set must be neuter. Don't pronounce the T when you add an ET for neuter. For the the. Okay. And conjugate fa, which means get, fa. Far, put an R on there. Fa for the command. Thick, got, that is obviously irregular. Far fought and had a fought. Okay. And on next sentence. Okay, to put the SH sounds together, SJ and SKJ are always pronounced SH, both the sharper version. So this is that. This is the SKY. Okay, so again, the SJ and SKJ are always pronounced SH in both the sharper version, while KJ and TJ always give you the softer SH. We don't see any KJs over TJs in these first 20 stories. Any RS combination gives the softer SH, and when a K is in front of the vowels I, Y, E, I, or O cross Y, it is pronounced sh. Okay, and that is the softer. Whereas if an sk in front of those same four things, I, y, e, I, and o cross y, it's the harder sh. Okay. Don't think we see half of this in the story. We see the sk before I. We see um, and k before the I do believe. And we do see a lot of RSs in these stories. Okay. And while at it, talk about Y. The y sound, the Y sound. Now you do see borrowed Ys in this language, but otherwise the Y sound, y, is made with a J, a GJ, and an HJ. Okay. Also a G before those same vowels again, I, Y, E, I, and O cross Y will sound like a Y. Otherwise, a G will be the G and go. Okay. Sentence 4. This is story 8 we're on. It's going to be at 8:22. Ja, yes. Venlixt, please. Welk, choose. Mellum, between. Home free. They just right out of French. That's why I say French fries. Okay, pomme free is not Norwegian. Eller or salat, salad. Um, and they do pronounce the T in salat. Okay. Conjugate velga, to choose. Velger, velg, valkta, irregular in the past tense. E changes to an A, valkta. Har valkt, hada valkt. Okay. And on to the next sentence. I made a mistake. It's not velg. It's just vel. They don't pronounce the G and VELG. Okay. So 8:28. He just says salat tak, salad, please. Tak is please, or excuse me, means thanks, but you can use it as please, right? So salad, please. Salat tak. And next sentence. Okay, 8:30. We have sentence 6. Uka venlixt vel dricka. So, okay, please, vel, choose, dricka, drink. Note that dricka, besides being drink as a noun, it is also a verb to drink. Okay. And just because you see the verb, I'm going to mention it's an irregular verb. So it's dricka. Drick here, drick, or command, drunk, past tense, are druket, with a U for the past participle in hada druket. Okay, so very irregular verb. On to sentence 7. He says cola tak. Okay, so cola, thanks, or cola, please. Okay, and that's the end of that story. So I'm going to pause it for a second. Okay, story 9:14. And liar, lager, and cock. So a teacher is making a cake. Um, and just going to go over the conjugation of lager to make. So lager, lager, log for command form, log it, or the past tense are log it, hada, log it. And that is a regular class 2, not class 2, class 1, or I should say group 1 verb, okay? Doesn't have a double consonant before the E, but does have G. Remember that trick? Lagged. L, excuse me. It's not, that was the wrong one. Tagged, that's my keyword is tagged, okay? TGD, those 3 key letters, okay? Well, this has a G before the E, lag, L-A-G-E. So, according to the guide, it should be group 1, and it is, which means just add a T to go from laga to logit, and then you stick with logit for the past participle. Okay, and so N-A, liar, teacher, lager, makes N-A, cock, cake. Next. So 9:18, second sentence in story number 9. Va puttet Laren Eden. Va, what? Puttet, put as past tense. Laren, the teacher. Eden, in it. So then is referring to the kaka, cake, which, what did the teacher put in it? Okay. Putta goes put there, put it, har put it, hada put it. So that's an ET. You look at it, and sure enough, well, I guess a double consonant and then an E, right? P-U-T-T-E. So it automatically should, according to the guide, be group 1, and it is. Also, there's a T before the E. So it also follows that rule. So it follows both rules for the guide. Okay. Now, this is a good example, the sentence of the V2 rule, which means that you have to put, oh, excuse me, this is a question. So, no, okay. Yeah, I got fooled for a second there. Statements have the V2 rule. This is a question. What does the teacher put in it? So they're automatically going to switch the verb and the subject around, okay, for a question. So this is not a good example for the V2 rule, which applies to statements. Um, Larian. Okay. I got a note on their AE letter. They're okay. It's supposed to be like the A in dad, a. Okay. Uh, there's very few words in Norwegian that have this sound except before an R. It's very difficult for you and I to hear this as anything but R when it comes. I mean, you have AER. You're gonna hear it as R. Maybe they think they're saying air. Well, in English we never say that sound, the A as in dad, followed by an R. Okay, so we're probably going to hear it as R, even though they may hear it as maybe more like lair. And maybe it sounds like that a little bit to me. If you take that same AE, there is a word or two in Norwegian that don't have an R, it's going to sound like ah. Okay, it's absolutely going to sound like ah. I know I study Danish too, and they have that ah sound a lot, and it always sounds like ah, like in dad. Okay, but for this R, you're probably going to hear it as this combination AER as. Um, okay, enough of that. Sentence 3 at 921. I dag skal vi lage en kake. Okay, today shall we make a cake? And why is she using skal? Because she has a choice. Okay, we are making a cake, but that's by choice. So skal can mean will. Today we will make a cake. But we're using skal because there's a choice involved. Okay. And okay. Now, this is a good example of verb to V2, verb second. So they put the idag first. They didn't have to. They could put it last. They could have said vi skal lage en kake idag. We will make a cake today. And then listen, vi skal, we shall. This sentence says skal vi. It inverses it. Not because they're asking a question, but they're forcing the verb to go second. What's first? Idag, today, the time reference. Second thing, skal, the verb. Next thing, the subject, vi, we. Okay. Idag skal vi lage en kake. The other way you can say it is vi skal lage en kake idag. Spanish forces you to put that today in a certain spot, and it's a rule. In this language, it's not a rule. You can put the idag at the front or the end of the sentence, but you have to invert that subject and verb if necessary to force the verb into the second spot. Okay, and that is the V2 rule is an absolute rule. Okay, and it's just about statements. Questions you automatically invert for a question. Okay. Okay, word by word. Idag, today, skal, will, vi, we, laga, make, en, a, kak. And sentence 4 will be at 924. Okay, pushed, blonde, smør og sukker. Okay. And I think I mispronounced that. Yeah. Okay. Try it again. Fushed. That should be the softer sh or the rs combination, and it looks like first, but the r and s become an sh, and it's the softer. Pushed, blonde, schmur, sukker. The D and BLAND is not pronounced And the G and OG is not pronounced. Okay, word by word. Pushed first, blonde, mix, smur, butter, all, and sukir, sugar. Okay. And I conjugated blonde to blend, um, blonder, uh, blanc, blonde, har, blonde, hara, blonde. And I see that in the conjugation, I did not double check. I did not double check those. So I'm not sure if they actually uh, say the D in any of those. I know they don't say it in the man form. So when I said blonde, maybe they're saying blanc, blanc. So you listen. Well, use Google blonde. Or maybe it's blanc, blanc, and her blonde. It maybe should be or should be her blonde, blonde. Uh, don't know. Um, I paid attention to the actual story. I never paid attention when I did these conjugations to how they sound. Going forward, I have to improve on that. Okay. Okay. In any case, let's go back to Blonda. Well, that's only has one consonant for the E, but they get that word keyword tagged, TGD. It does have a D before the E, and um, it ends up being an ET group one as expected. So it does follow the guide. And okay, lecture on the verb classes here, verb groups. So group one are ET verbs. In other words, the past tense has an ET suffix. Suffix being what you put at the end of a word. Okay. What is usually in this group? Verbs that have infinitives that end in E, which most verbs end in E in this language, right? There are very few that don't. And those are group four. So groups one, two, and three all end with E. Okay. Um, so verbs that have an infinitive that end in E, which have two consonants before the E, or any of T, G, or D tagged before the E. But really, you have to remember which ones have the past tense and ET because there is no firm rule. This is a guide. You do know, however, if the past tense ends ET, the past tense is then the same as the past participle. Group 2, TE verbs, usually have infinitives that end with E and have just one consonant, but not V, before the E. Okay, but lots of verbs with two consonants are in the group also. So again, it's a matter of memorization often, although it's a lot less memorization overall if you know how the guide goes, right? So occasionally you'll see one that's doesn't go by the guide or is irregular. Those you gotta remember. You see them enough or try to remember them, whichever. Um, okay, the verb groups are just guides for your memorization, but almost always a TE ending in the past tense means you just drop the E from the past tense to get the past participle. Okay, all in all, getting the past participles with regular verbs are pretty easy. It's either with the ET, it just stays ET, and with the TE, you drop the E. Okay, and you'll notice irregular verbs a lot of times don't go by that pattern. They'll have an irregular past tense, and then maybe the past participle will look a little more regular. So it won't follow any of those rules about the regular ones. Okay, group 3 are DE verbs. They usually have the infinitives ending E with a V before that E or an EI before the E. And that would be IA. Okay. There are no group 3 verbs that show up in these first 20 stories. There is one group 4 verbs that shows up, and all the rest are group 1 and group 2 or irregular. Okay. A lot of your more common verbs are irregular. Therefore, you'll see a lot of irregular verbs. Okay, then I got a quick guide from the above, just a little one-liner. Group 1, ET from CCE or TGDE. Group 2, TE from CE. Group 3, EIE, VE, give DE. And group 4, not E, gives DDE. Okay. You don't have an E at the end of the verb, then if it's regular, you'll have a DDE on the past tense. They only have one regular group 3 verb in these first 20 stories. Also note, lots of verbs are irregular and belong to no group. Again, verbs that are put into groups are put in those groups according to mostly how the past tense is formed. Okay. Any verb where the present tense is not formed by adding an R is irregular. But 99% of verbs do end in R in the present tense. This doesn't factor in skal, will, maw, and can, modal verbs, they don't end with. Other than modal verbs, 99% of verbs do end in R in the present tense. Just one common verb has of like the top 100 verbs in this language. Only one does not end in R. You say, I know, it's yai, they, V-E-T. No, it's they, yai, they. So that doesn't end in R. The other 99 of the top 100 verbs, you're not going to see a case where the present tense does not end with R. And, okay, sentence 5, 928. Okay. Okay, so we got daar etter, tilset, to egg, or blan dem got. Okay, daar etter means then, it literally means thereafter. Dar being there and etter means after, but this one word, dar etter, means then, okay? Or next. Tilset, it's add, to, sound the same both languages, okay? Egg, same word in both languages, and egg is a neuter noun. It's single syllable. So the plural is the same as singular, okay? It's like the word deer in English. Deer is both singular and plural. All of their neuter single syllable words act as their own plurals. Egg here is one of them. What do you do to make plural otherwise? Well, if it's uh, indefinite, in other words, not a the, no the involved, just an egg, okay? Well, that's not a good example. Egg doesn't work. Um, if it's more than one syllable, and this is both for neuter and common nouns. If they are um, indefinite, you just add an er. Okay, so indefinite nouns, both genders, add an er. The exception to that is that if it's neuter and single syllable, you don't add that er because neuter single syllable act as their own uh, plural. Okay, so dar etter, next, tilset, add, to, egg, eggs, and, blend, there's a D on the end, we don't pronounce it, them, got, well, good, blend them good, blend them well. Okay, now the D is G-O-D-T. Without the D, it would be goot, but there's a D there, so it's pronounced got. Because there's a two consonants, it goes to a English short O, like in for, got. Okay. See here. I have the conjugation of tilseta, to add, tilseter, tilset for the command, tilsata, it's irregular, har tilsat, hara tilsat. So they take the past tense and drop an e. That's that part is regular, but it's irregular because the past tense has a vowel change here. Okay. And next sentence. Okay. A note here. Got is it's the adverb well in this sentence because they're telling you to the mix them, right? But mix them well. Got. Okay. But note that good is G-O-D, good. And you add the T, it goes to got. But, excuse me, the G-O-D, you don't pronounce the D either. So it's a goo, or good, okay? That's the word good. That is an adjective, something to describe adjectives with, right? Well, here you're adding a T, not to match anything that's neuter, but is because it is an adverb, okay? Um, as an adverb, G-O-D-T is invariable. Always be G-O-D-T for well. But they make their adverbs off of their adjectives. They take the single, neuter, indefinite form, and that's what they use for the adverb, okay? So it'll confuse you a little bit at first. You'll say, well, why do they have this adverb here with a T on it? There's nothing neuter there. Well, look at it a little closer, see if they're modifying the verb. Here, the verb blend is being modified. Don't just mix it well. Okay. Move on. Next sentence. Okay. It's going to be at 9:32, sentence 6 of story 9. Okay. Till set is add, mel, flour, and, blonde, mix, day, it, let, lightly, let. Okay, so, well, mel, think of meal, right? Flour. Um, there's the G on OG is silent. The D on BLAND, blonde, is silent. The T on DET is silent. De. Okay, till set mel, blonde, day, let. Okay. Okay. Add some verbiage here. Okay. Day is the neuter the and can mean that or it as a pronoun, which it does here. Okay. Mix it lightly. Let. Is also the neuter form of the demonstrative that. Okay. Um, that man, that house, day, house. Um, the common form is den, such as that man. Okay. And you'd have to say, okay. So I made a mistake here. I made an example out of my head. It would be de husa, because you'd have to put an ET on the house. Because when you say that house, well, it's a definite house, not just any old house. So the grammar makes you put the ending for the on it, even though it doesn't mean the in that case. It just shows it is a definite noun when you point at it and say that. Um, so that man is den mannen. Okay, you have to say and put the en on the end for the, or but not for the. In this case, is to make it definite, the definite version. Um, Interesting note: there's no difference in the phrase "the good man" and "that good man." They're both den gua mannen. Okay. Um, so still interesting note there. Sentence 7. Okay. Set den in I ovnen stek I 50 minuter. Let's see if I got that right. Didn't look. Um, okay. Word for word, set, insert. In, the in goes with the set. So the verb is actually put in, okay, or insert, set in. So because they have the word in twice, so it'll confuse you a little bit at first until you realize the first in you see here goes with set for in. So set in, set are all set to in, inn means to insert. So set den in, insert. E ovnen, in the oven. And steak, bake. E, and the E is for in this case. It's about to tell you how long to cook something, right? And so it even looks like into you, it's translated as for. And then you got 50, which is 50, and minuter, minutes. Okay. And okay, so femti is FEM for 5, and TI t is how they say 10. So they literally say 5, 10. 5 tens kind of femti. Okay. And I got it right. Um, my head, I had it wrong with the spelling, but I got it right on the pronunciation. Okay. Um, okay. See here. Okay, I have 2 verb conjugations to go over. Seta, to set. Setir for the present. Set is the command form. It is irregular. Sata, past tense. Har sat, hada sat. And we just saw till seta earlier. So it's the same exact pattern, seta and till seta. It's not uncommon in languages. If you take a verb, you put a suffix and not a, I mean, excuse me, put a prefix on it, you still have what you call the same base verb, and all kinds. That base verb is conjugated the same, even though you added the prefix to it, right? Okay, and I'll also go over steka, to bake. Can also mean fry or roast. Steak here, present tense. Stick, command form. Stekta, which is the past tense. Are stekt, not stekt. Have baked, had baked. Okay, let's see if this guy is regular. Um, okay, we got a pattern of consonant, one consonant, and E. And that would usually be group 2. Okay, staker, that's regular. Steak, drop the E, get the command form, that's regular. Staked, TE verb, yep, that's what it's supposed to be according to the guide. And then har stekt, drop the E, get that past participle, has baked, and then had baked, had a stekt. Okay. Next. Okay, mentioned. So a minute is MINUTT. Add the ER to make it minutes. So this word here is minuter, the ER on the end. Um, okay. It's a multi-syllable word. So regardless of gender, um, you have to put an ER on the end when it is indefinite. We're not about, it's not the minutes, it's 50 minutes. Any old 50 minutes will do. Okay. Okay, sentence 8 is 9:39. They are day. DETERDET. That is it. They are day. Okay. Um, there's multiple ways to look at this. That is it. Okay, well, they're referring to the cooking. Okay, you're done, right? So that is it. Well, both times are referring to the cooking that just got done. How we're done, right? That is it. So stay both ways. Day are day, but it's going to be that is it, right? Okay. Um, moving on. There's another way to look at this, which not the correct way, but if you think that the first day is referring to the second day, it would have to be det regardless. Anything that if you're referring to something further on in the sentence, you have to use det, okay, for that. Only when you look back at what's something from the previous sentence or sentences would you ever use then, okay? In that case, you would use then for if it was a common noun or day otherwise. So day for anything neuter nouns you'd referred to earlier or any general concepts would also be day. So you'll never see then used to refer to something forward in a sentence, okay? I'm not saying that that's how you should look at it in this sentence, but you can just maybe understand the grammar on that. There is no really good example in the first 20 sentences of where they're using day to refer to anything ahead of the day in the sentence. Okay, and I'm going to pause this, go to the next story. Okay, I'm on story 10. 10 minutes and 25 seconds. And man and kvin snak here. A man and a woman chat, um, or are talking, snak here. Okay. Go over the verb snak here. So it's a snaka and snak here, present tense. Snot is command form, snak it, past, har snak it, and how to snak it. With the compound past tenses, it's a double K, then an E, so CCE. That should be group one. Group one is ET ending, and sure enough, this has an ET ending, and which is used for the past participle, so it's all regular group two. Regular group one verb here. Snaka. Okay. Next sentence. 10:29. Okay. Okay. Was skal de gjøre først? What shall they do first? What will they do first? Right? Why can we use skal here? Well, they have a choice what they're doing, right? You looking at it as an observer, okay, you could have used calm or tilla, right? So what are they going to do first, right? But so you get your choice which way to go there when you're asking about somebody else, right? So you're kind of saying what are they going to choose to do first? Okay, well, you could just say what are they doing first, more matter of factly. So va skal de gjøre pushed, pushed. I'm put my this is the RS combination. It's the softer SH. I'm trying to put my tongue back when I say it. Va skal de gjøre pushed. Okay. Va, what, skal, will, d, they. That's DE, and it's always pronounced D. Like DEE, D. Gjøre, do, pushed. Okay. Conjugate Gjøre. That is G J O cross R E. And I got this mispronounced this last time. Okay. Try not to make that same mistake. So it's your. It's irregular right there because you're not uh, adding an R. Instead, you're taking away an E from Ura, getting Ur. Okay, still ends with an R. Okay, then Ur is also the command form. And then Yora, that's Gjorde, but the D is silent. I pronounced it last video. Uh-oh. Okay, Yora um, is did, are, yort, has done, hadda, yort, had done. Okay, and enough of that. Next sentence. Next sentence has the word edag in it. That can be either as one word or two. It can be I space DAG or just IDAG all in one word. Doesn't matter which way you do it. Still edag either way. Um, okay. Okay, got a reminder here. Got a modal verb. Will comes before the Ura. So we're using the infinitive form Ura without putting an infinitive marker. You don't need that infinitive marker when you have it preceded by a modal verb. Okay. Hva vil du gjøre I dag? What do you want to do today? Okay. Or you translate it as what will you do today? Right. So think of it primarily as what will you do today, but that will implies want in there. Okay. What will you do today that you want to do? Okay. So it doesn't matter which way you translate it as want or will here. Just know the kind of means both. Hva vil du gjøre I dag? Okay. Va is what will, do, you, Yura, do, idag. Okay. And just notice that verb is the second thing here, but this is a question. So ignore that. Don't think it's anything to do with the V2 rule. Don't get tricked like me. Okay. Sentence 4, 1034. Jeg vil gå og se en film. So I want to see a movie. Okay. Uh, so get the phrase ga or say. Okay. Means I will go see a movie. The phrase ga or say means go see. And doesn't mean that she's going to, doesn't say she's not going to like walk in her backyard and watch a movie, maybe. Right? It just says she's going to go see a movie. Does not necessarily mean anything literal as far as movement goes. Okay. I will slash want, go or say, go see, go and see, literally. It's the G silent in OG. See a movie. Um, say and film. Okay. Um, conjugate aga for you. To go. Gar, ga, gik, or got, gotta, got. Next sentence. Pronunciation note first. The speaker is putting his ga and ah together, pretty much saying ga without hardly any separation at all. So if you just hear one syllable there, ga, I think he's saying ga. very barely perceptibly switching between the two words. And also a reminder that the verb that indicate that you are moving would be dra, D-R-A. And not just moving, but leaving where you are and moving a substantial amount of distance where you got to use some method of transportation like a car or a plane. And covered that point. Going on to sentence 5. Hookah. Jeg vil se en baseballkamp på TV. I think he says TV. Yeah, TV. I did write the pronunciation guide just to make sure that I was confident what I'm saying, telling you. TV. Okay, uka. Okay, I will say, see, a baseball comp. It's a baseball match. Pa on TV. Um, Not much to go over there. Okay. Now, this time he didn't even mention anything about going at all. So he said, I will watch a baseball. I want to watch a baseball game on TV. Okay. Um, Now here he didn't say go see. So probably means he's going to watch a baseball game on his TV in his front room, not going anywhere. Um, okay. Sentence 6 ends at 10:40. She says, "Jeg will also shop." Okay, I want also to shop. Okay, um, so I will or want also. It's OGSA circle. The G is not pronounced, so it comes out also. Shop, to shop. Um, Verb, shop, to shop. Shop here, shop, shop it, how to shop it. Fully regular type 1 verb. Next sentence. Okay. 10:42. Got baseball comping, the baseball game. Starter, starts, klocka at 1 o'clock. Okay. You don't put a PM in there. It says it goes klocka at ETT for 1. Baseball comping, the baseball game. Put an EN this time on it. And we have the present tense form of start, to start here. The baseball game starts o'clock 1. Okay. Um, and okay, so this is a type 2 verb, but doesn't follow the guide. Okay, you have RT coming before the E. There's 2 consonants, so you'd think it would be started. Nope. It is instead a regular group 2 verb. Remember that guide doesn't make things regular or irregular. Okay. It's a guide only. Starte, starter, starta, how to start. GE. verb. Um, Next sentence. Got a note here. Um, they use the feminine klocka, the clock, but again, the actual word for clock is klokke, and so you could say clockin, but they don't. They routinely say you. Well, those holdover things. Maybe everything else is switching over to going to the feminine, and they say o'clock. They still say clocka. Um, and sentence 8 can be at 10:47, and she says, "Uka saw Laos say filmin pushed okay. Uka saw so la lit. This is another modal verb. Okay, not going to conjugate for you. Just la let us say see the film or the movie filming pushed pushed pushed. Okay, try to get that. Make sure I'm saying that RS softly. Pushed. Okay. Okay. I did conjugate this for you. La. Um, let. Um, lar. That is the present tense form. La is actually the command because he's saying let us, right? That's what you see all the time. Let us. Laos, let us. Laos, say, see, filmin, the film, pushed. Okay, can I get back to this conjugation of la, lar, la, uh, la is also have this written wrong. Okay, lot, lot is the past tense. Or lot, latt, is the past participle. Okay, probably shouldn't put that there because I don't think you're going to need that conjugation. Just think of la as let's, and you're good. Think of it as a modal verb. Next. And then saw, I mean, so or then. Okay. Saw, can do say, baseball comping, the baseball game. And then saw, can, do, you, say, see, baseball comping, baseball match, the baseball game. Okay. And we get the can modal verb here, which means you don't have to put the infinitive marker in front of the say. And the last sentence here, and the last sentence for this video will be at 10:53. He says, all right, all right, okay. Saw, then, drive means go we, shop here, and shop, paw, Kellen. That's Kvelden. Doesn't pronounce the D, and he doesn't pronounce his V. So he takes that KV and just says Kelvin for evening. Okay. Here we have that phrase drive all shopper. Go shop. Same go shop you see in Google as for gaw. Gaw. Oh. shopper. Difference here is that he's indicating they're going to be getting in the car to go see that movie because he's using dra here. Okay, and you need to go over the conjugation of dra. I'm pretty sure I have written that here. All dra to go. Drar, which you see here, present tense. Dra, command form. Drog, drog. Well, this not only does it mean go, it does mean drag or pull, right? Drog is the past tense. You recognize it now, right? We drag, drog. Okay. Har drat and hada drat. Um, and okay, that's it. Uh, I'll do the next. I'm gonna do the first 20 stories all together. This was number 9, so about halfway through. If you like the sort of thing, please hit the like button. Think about subscribing if you like to learn languages. I teach 19 of them. Um, Not great in any of them because I'm splitting my time between too many ways. I admit it, but hey, I love it. So, hope I'm helping you. Tell other people about me. If you don't know how to get to my other videos, you hit the A logo. Okay, that just automatically gets you to my channel page. From there, you hit videos and you go through a list of a couple hundred different videos. I'm teaching a lot of things I haven't don't got on my channel yet, but there's a Greek on there, Portuguese, Russian, um, various other languages that are on there. Um, Everybody have a great day. See you next time.